You're welcome back to News Desk with me, Sister Sandy, and
Emmanuel Asigri.
Hope you're having a good time because it's the holiday edition special. So let's continue from here. As part of the special coverage of the Farmers' Day, the Super Morning Show also had some personalities hosting it like we are doing now on TV.
Former MPP General Secretary Kwabena Agyepong and Joyce Bawa Muktari were on the show. Joseph Akable caught up with them when the show ended.
So I caught up with two of the personalities that made it on the Super Morning Show this morning. Our guest host, Kwabena Agyepong, and Joyce Bawa Muktari, who was also a panelist on the show. Let me start with Kwabena first. First, when a phone call came in that you were supposed to host the Super Morning Show, what was the first thing that came to mind?
Well, it was confusing. It was an ambush. It was late last night, and by the time I got back to my office, the crew, 4 of them, were seated in my reception, and I was wondering what was going on here. And they said they want me to host the program this morning. At first, I didn't want to do it, but I said, okay, I'll do it. It's been a long, long time since I sat behind a console many years ago in the late 80s and all that. So I said, well, I'll try my hands at it, and I think I enjoyed it as we went along.
I'll come back to your own assessment. I'll let Joyce assess you, then you assess Joyce as well. But how did you receive the call too?
Well, I think that Sammy called me late in the evening yesterday. It was pretty much almost after hours. I had actually experienced this before, I think last year at Christmas. So this is actually my second time. I think all in all, I had a really good time. It was a fantastic program. And sometimes I always say, depending on who you find on the other side, you can actually have a very interesting discussion without the usual whatever. But even this morning, with the touch of politics, I think it was still quite good. And of course, we had wonderful Professor Agyepong moderating between Gabi Ochidako and myself. And I think when I met Gabi, I said, you better remember that I'm your very senior most lawyer at the bar. So behave. And then we laughed, and that was it. I hadn't actually seen him since the change in government, but it was actually refreshing to meet him up with this morning and have a conversation once more.
Were you G3 at any point in time?
Personally, I'm not one of those people. I think I'm pretty much very focused on the things I do, and I'm pretty comfortable with it. And I think genuinely, these are just everyday mundane things. It's Farmers' Day. We're here to celebrate farmers, speak largely about agriculture and how we can improve upon agriculture, how we can motivate and encourage other people. And I would like to say once more for emphasis that I do think that the holiday should stay, should be preserved for whatever it's worth, that it was relevant then as it is now, and that until we get to the stage where we have agriculture for jobs, agriculture for development, agriculture in every sense of the word, value addition for a better economy, I do think that the Farmers' Day holiday is still very relevant in our history.
Kwabena disagrees with that. I heard you agree with Gabi that you think there should be a change. I want you to speak on that and add it to whether you were G3 at any point during you moderating the discussion. I also heard Joyce say that at a point it appears you're more of a panelist than a host of the show.
Well, having been press secretary to president for the President of the Republic of Ghana for 6 years, it comes with the territory. I mean, I'm comfortable in front of camera, so I was never G3. As I went on, I enjoyed it. Because it's very different from our time. This is very high-tech these days, and the kinds of jargon and lexicon that you put about is very different for us. But regarding the farmers, I think the significance of it is great. I mean, I think the institution of the day as a holiday has helped bring it up there. As we go along in life, I think policies and things can change, should change, and we should still continue to celebrate it. But whether the public services and all those who have other things to do should not go to work because of that, I think the farmers can have a glorious day. We can have a big bazaar in every district, in every hamlet. People can go and purchase direct from them and use that as a marketing strategy. And let the others who are working in their offices stay at work, because somebody said it, even teachers are taking a day off when they should be teaching today because it's a national holiday. But I think it's not such a big issue. The beauty of it is the significance of the day, what farmers have contributed to this country. And as I said, I'm also a farmer. I mean, I have interest in a mango farm, in cocoa farm, and it's profitable. We need to tell the positive side, the positive story to the Ghanaian people other people, to get them interested and make farming more of an entrepreneurial thing. People can go into it in a big way, add value and employ people, and not to still be locked in the old, century-old subsistence farming with the back-breaking practices that we have now. So we have to move on, and it's possible.
Finally, Kwabena, how will you score your panelist, Joyce?
I think Joyce is, I mean, she's well in her elements. It's a job she does. She's been working for the former president as the spokesperson, so it's very comfortable. I think her language is lovely. She's got a nice personality, and I think she goes 9 over 10.
9 over 10? What would it be for you?
Oh, I think 9 over 10. He was fantastic, and he made it relatively very interesting and very exciting. I think watching him, dancing along and singing along was particularly interesting. I think it's good to let our hairs down every now and then after a hard day's work, and I think this provides us ample opportunity to do just that.
He was being called DJ Kalahari. You enjoyed his music?
I thought that was fantastic, yes. It was pretty good, except, of course, at some point he was more like a panelist, especially after Gabby left. But I think all in all, he actually did a good job.
You want to react to that?
I needed to bring some, there are two sides of every coin. So once Gabby wasn't there, I had to play his role a bit for him.
Thank you very much.
It's true.
I am a very familiar person in the studio,
Yes.
but I must say that coming in here
As a news
to
anchor?
deal with something totally different, sometimes I come in, I have interactions with them when the news is ongoing, but not to be given the opportunity to read from the script or from the teleprompter. It's been one eye-opener today.
So what made you accept their proposal?
Well, like my big brother said, I also got a call late last night,
Yeah.
but always ready to take up the challenge. I gave my word that I will be here this morning to be part of this whole program. And I must say that Baba was the one who pushed me into this, because I was opting for, they gave me a list of areas to choose, not knowing they had given all these ones out. And then when I kept saying I was going to think about it, Baba found a way of putting me in here.
Wow.
And I had no choice but to accept it.
It's been an
And
experience.
I'm happy I'll be able to come in.
It's been a school on its own, because the way they are coaching me up and down, I'm like, yeah, I feel the shoes,
Yeah.
I really have to stand like an anchor. So I'm doing just that for them. Yeah, so